Getting married to Ada was one of my greatest joy but also sorrow, but who am I to complain? On the night of our wedding, I found out how deeply Ada had been traumatized. Yes, I knew she was traumatized, but not as deeply as I just realized. Her parents, despite being a public figure, were also human, and their marriage wasn't at all perfect. I guess that was the case of Ada. Ada from a young had witnessed her father physically abuse her mother. She had hated the pathetic life her mother was living and her father. From a young age she vowed never to be like any of them, but then the more she runs away from the monster within, the closer she gets to it. And now she ended up becoming version of her parents she hated. Ada, my love, and finally we became husband and wife, I said to her cheerfully. But the reply I get was so disturbing. You are the wife and I am the husband, she said as she walked towards the mirror. I grabbed her hand. What do you mean? I asked, but her tiny hand made contact with my cheek, sending shiver down my spine. Despite her hand being small, the contacts it made with my cheek was harder. I wanted to raise my hand, I wanted to kick her, but I could not. I was not raised like that. I was not raised to beat up a woman. I left the room angrily. What audacity she has. That night I didn't sleep in the room. The next day it was her call that woke me up. I picked it up as it wasn't her number she used. I wanted to cut the call, but her tiny little sweet voice will not allow me. After talking for a few minutes I agreed to come back to the hotel we lodge in. She sent a driver to me and boom, we were back in the same room together. We said together, forever. Through the thin and the thick, why do you leave yesterday night? I knew what I did was uncultured and unmannered, but you knew how my father treated my mother, how he turned her into a pushing bag. I refused to be a weakling like her. And I refused to let a man get the better of me, she said. What if you are slowly becoming your father without you realizing it? I asked quietly. Not sure how she will respond to it. No, she thundered violently and slowly. I found my heart sank and my body shook. Somehow I have been scared of this little girl in front of me, and somehow she has become the husband. Not a caring one at that, but the violent one. We are replica of her parents' marriage. Just that she is the father while I am the wife. I just couldn't help but wonder, would my marriage with Ada been a happy one if she had better experience growing up? Watching her father punch her mother every day. Would our marriage been different? The effect of domestic violence is not just on the abuser or the person been abused, but also on the little children who watch. I will never become like my dad, she thundered, and somehow I knew she had become her dad, just that she could not accept it, and somehow I am tied to this marriage. She is my wife and the vowed. And even if I want divorce, I can't ask for it. Each time, I found myself asking the same questions. Why do I marry a lady who was traumatized from childhood? But every time I asked, the answer lurked behind in my mind. I guess I fell in love with her the day she stood up for me, the day she gave me what I always wanted but could not get. The very first day she trusted me despite not knowing me, but did it all worth what I'm going through right now? Was it love or debt? Days passed, and I'm back to work. But somehow I have lost all my liveliness. Living in the shadow of my wife. Trembled at the sound of her voice, the scent of her perfume sent shiver down my spine, but somehow she was able to convince me she loves me. Is this what love is, or is this misery? I know people are quick to judge, but I do not care. She helped me and trusted me when no one could. This is the least I can do for her, I always convince myself. If only she has not been the victim of witnessing domestic violence at a young age, she would have been the perfect wife. So I ended up blaming her parents. It was their fault. But, is it my own fault? That question I could not answer. Into a shackles. This is exactly what love shackles means. I am been handcuffed by love. One thing about her was that she refused injustice from anyone. Anyone she caught backbiting, or not treating me with respect, was sacked and punished. She refused to let me be an object of ridicule, which makes me more confused. Did she has any idea of what she is doing to me, or was it just her subconscious mind that has been alert and make her act imposed in order not to be a weakling like her mother, or is she deliberately acting like that to get justice for her father? But if I am to choose, I choose the latter. I choose that she loves me but couldn't express it in case I became a villain like her father. In case she become a weakling like her mother. I choose to believe that it was her subconscious mind working, and I choose to trust her the way she trusted me. I choose to honor my vow, and I choose to believe her. At the end I realized we all have a decision to make, and I am choosing her against all odds.